Okay, this is part 2 to continue from where we stopped in the last one. We're going to go right into the subscribe to For Sale by Owner Expired. You can go to landvoice.com or redx.com. You're going to pay a monthly subscription, and they're going to send you leads every single day, leads within the county that you work in, so you can register under 1 or 2, I believe, counties. They'll give you all the expires and for sale by owners for the day. This way you don't need to go and search for those leads, and I'm telling you right now, it is free basically compared to the the money that you can make with that list. For the value that you're getting, it's outstanding. So you want to definitely get yourself subscribed to one of those 2 if you're working on cold business, because for sale by owners and expired are the best leads you can work when you are doing cold business. Okay, you need to call for sale by owners and expired, or even better, door knock. But to do that, you really need to know your script. You need to know it inside out. So before you do door knocking, you probably want to do a little bit of prospecting and a lot of role playing and chanting out loud, so you know this inside out. You need to remember, it's not about talking, it's about asking the right questions. So you need to learn how to door knock and then schedule yourself to do it every day. You need to get licensed in some towns to do door knocking. So if that's the case in the town that you wish to door knock, make sure that you have a license to do that. I believe it's just going to cost you a little bit of money to get that license, and then you can just do it. But door knocking is by far one of the best ways to do it. I also believe in doing it in a team environment where you're going out a couple of people, not just one person. Okay, it's better off if you team up with other people to do that. Just listed, just sold is another way to do cold business and get a lot of business from it. Basically what you're going to be doing is you're going to be door knocking around our listings. So if you don't have a listing yet, obviously you just started in the business, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be door knocking around our company listing. So if let's say we just listed out let's say 1200 Palisade Avenue. So what you want to do is you want to door knock the entire 5-block radius around that property with the just listed script. And if we just sold the house, you want to door knock a 5-block radius around that listing that just got sold. Okay, we're going to do that. We'll teach you that also in the prospecting bootcamp. But in general, I want you to know now that if you're going to go after a cold business, you should focus 100% on for sale by owners and expireds. And when you're done with those for the day, then you're going to be doing just listed, just sold, door knocking. This is how you're going to get a lot of business, but you need to be very persistent with that, extremely persistent. Otherwise, it's not going to take you anywhere. If you're just doing it like once a week, it's not going to happen. You got to do it every single day. So when you go to the office, after you finish watching all the videos, and after you've been doing the Grow 18, you're done with all the Grow 18 DVDs, and after you've seen all these videos we have here, then you go to the boot camps, and when you're done with that, you're going to start working. I don't suggest for you to start immediately, to get in action, because what's going to happen then is you're not going to learn all the videos, you're not going to watch all the videos, you're not going to do the Grow 18, and you're probably not going to do the boot camps. If you're going to start getting in action right now, what's going to happen to you is you will do the business, you're going to wing it basically, and you're not going to follow what the top producers are following, and you will focus on the 80% that will make you 20% of the income. So you're going to be working hard like the rest of the agents out there that are making no money. If you want to make a lot of money and have fun in the time while you're doing this business, if you want to work 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, and make over $500,000 a year, follow what we teach. And to follow what we teach, you got to watch all these videos. I know it might be, to some of you, look as if it's boring, but it's really not. We're giving you information from the top producers that have been doing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands of transactions, and the majority of them are making minimum $500,000 a year, and all of them follow exactly to a T, exactly what we teach you here. So don't try to reinvent the wheel. Okay? If you want to be successful, watch all these videos, go to all the trainings, go to the Monday mindset sales meetings, go to all the events, register yourself to the Mike Ferry Superstar Retreat and whatnot. Do everything we teach you to do, and that's going to guide you within a year to 2 years to start being extremely successful. Okay, we're talking 6 figures income at minimum. Okay, be and stay organized. Work with a spreadsheet. When you're putting all these names from your warm list, you got to put every single name on a spreadsheet. When you're calling it for sale by owner and it becomes a warm lead, meaning that you have an appointment now, you actually met with the people, and you just need to do the follow-up, put those on a spreadsheet that's called for sale by owner. Okay? When you work with buyers, put them on a spreadsheet. Okay? When you make your sphere of influence, that goes on a spreadsheet. Alright, and I have a video that talks about how to do the spreadsheet and how to organize it. Keep track of everything. What do you need to keep track on a daily basis? You need to know how many contacts you make per day, how many attempt contacts, meaning when you spoke to someone. Contact is not when you're calling someone. Contact is when they actually pick up the phone and you discuss and you go through your script. That is a contact. You should do minimum, at a minimum level. The minimum production is 10 contacts a day. If you're starting in the business, you should focus on doing minimum 20 contacts a day. Nothing less than that will give you business. Okay? Also follow up and track your the number of appointments you make, the number of exclusives that you write, if it's a buyer's exclusive or it's a listing that you got, an exclusive right to sell a property. You need to keep track on that. You need to keep track on the number of contracts that you're putting together. You need to keep track on all the closings that you're doing so you always know where you're at. So if you want to close 20 deals a year and it's March right now and you haven't closed any, then obviously something is wrong. Okay, because in the first quarter, if you want to do 20 deals a year, you should have closed 5 deals. All right, that is how we work, very professionally, and we need to be very organized. So you need to organize your database fanatically. You need to be fanatic about it. Every single day you need to sit down and you need to work the database and make sure that everything is organized. After you role play and you start prospecting, every 1 hour of prospecting you should take 10-minute break and write down, make notes, put it on a spreadsheet. Okay, keep track of all the follow-up calls and the future follow-ups. You need to know when to call people, and you should always call them when you say you want to call them. All right, follow-up is the name of the game. Those that get the majority of listings are those who follow up the most. Okay, but you want to follow up on leads that are real. You want to follow up on people that are highly motivated and realistic. Know your end goal result and work towards accomplishing it. If you want to do 20 deals a year, every quarter you need to close 5 deals. That means that you need to get minimum 5 contracts. Minimum. I mean, you probably want to do 7 contracts to 8 because some contracts fall through. So if you want to do 20 deals a year, you got to be putting together about 2 contracts minimum per month. So know your numbers and work towards accomplishing it. Role play daily. What you should focus on right now is you got to do exactly what I'm going to guide you to do here on this page. Sales is a skill learned and practiced daily. Okay, you need to always know what to ask. The questions you're going to ask are going to lead the conversation on the phone or at the door. It's going to lead the conversation to a place where you are getting what you want out of it. Meaning what? You're looking for appointments, right? So the questions you're going to ask and follow the scripts we give you are going to lead you to have an appointment. And then when you're at the property, you're doing your listing presentation. In the bootcamp, we teach you what questions to ask and how to go over the entire presentation, asking the right questions. So focus on asking questions, not talking. Role play every single day. Every day, you need to role play. So how long should you role play for? Every single day throughout your entire career. So should you do it every day? Every single day. 7 days a week, you got to role play. Schedule role play time with a partner. Okay, you need somebody to role play with. So if you don't have a partner that is as committed as you are, obviously you're going to flake out and not do it. So make sure that you're fully committed to do the role playing as well as your partner, and you need to do it every day. So you're probably better off with a couple of partners, not just one. If one of them is a flake, you need to get someone else. Role play the scripts you're using the most. What do I mean by that is if you call for sale by owner, role play the for sale by owner script. If you're calling mainly just listed, just sold, role play that one. If you're calling expired, role play expired. Okay, chanting out loud every day for 90 days straight is what you need to do from now on end. You need to stand up, you need to create some energy, put the CD, the audio CD, the scripts in the background and role play, and chant out loud with the CD. So you're looking at the script, you're reading it out loud at the same speed like the audio CD that we're giving you. Just do that for 90 days non-stop, okay? And keep listening to the CD. That's going to basically help you internalize the script. Consistent action. Taking consistent action is the key to your long-term success. Those that are the most successful are those that are the most consistent. It's a competition. If you want to be the best, never quit, because everybody else is quitting. When I say never quit, I mean never quit role-playing, never quit prospecting, never quit growing your list, never quit doing the things we teach you to do on a daily basis, every day, every single day. Follow the same schedule every day, okay? What schedule should you follow? Watch the video. We created a video for you that talks exactly about your daily schedule, what it should look like. Watch that video a couple of times, follow it to a T. Prospect every day. Make sure you do that every day. Consistent action. So you got to be prospecting every single day. If it's an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours. But it's got to be done every single day. Consistent follow-up, okay? All your follow-up calls need to be consistent. You got to be making phone calls on a daily basis, and you got to be making follow-up calls every day, okay? Another thing you got to do every day is role-playing. Another thing you got to do every day is listen to audios, watch videos, and learn something new every single day, okay? You need to invest in yourself. Read the books, listen to the audios, watch the videos. Do all that stuff every single day. And that is really what's going to guide you and lead you to be successful in this business. I wish you all the best. Keep watching all these videos. Make sure you watch each one a couple of times and master